What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to be talking about all the new champions that are coming in the Alice Adventure event. There's 7 champions in total, including 5 Alice-themed champions. There's also going to be the Fusion champion, Fusion Peace champion, as well as a Faction Unity champion. So we're going to go over all of that in this video here, give you guys my first impressions, give you guys my initial reactions. Let's jump right into it. All right, guys, let's start with the Queen of Hearts. She is the big baddie in the event dungeon, and she is what you will be facing off against. Similar to how Odin was the big baddie in his event dungeon, the Queen of Hearts will be the final boss there. Her kit does not differ much from the actual version of, the in-game version of the Queen of Hearts. So we're gonna have a quick look at her kit here and her base stats. Overall, her base stats don't look too impressive. She has 110 base speed, which is really good. She doesn't seem to have insane support stats or damage dealing stats. She has a little bit of resistance, a little bit of accuracy. She's listed as a support champion, but she doesn't have insane defense or insane HP. She has a little bit of attack, which means she might be able to deal some damage, perhaps. Let's take a quick look at her skill kit here. So we're going to go into her skills. Her A1, Heart Burst, level 1, attack all enemies. It's an AoE, decreased defense, 100% chance A1, decreased defense for 2 turns. Not only that, she also fills the turn meter of all allies by 5%. It's an absolutely bonkers A1. It's an A1 that I've never ever seen before, and I never really thought would be possible. Because if you think about it, there's champions that do attack single target, decreased defense, and it's like 50%. But she has an AoE, decreased defense, and a turn meter fill as well. Is 100% chance to place it. She's a Void Affinity champion as well. Incredible A1. Probably one of the craziest A1s, actually. One of the craziest A1s I can possibly think of. I mean, just general versatility is just absolutely insane. So insane A1 from Queen of Hearts here. I'm thoroughly blown away that this actually made it into the game. It could be a single target attack and it'll still be good because it's 100% place decreased defense and it has a turn meter fill for your whole team. Insane A1, just insane. A2 here, off with their heads. 7 turn cooldown, must need books, down to 4 turns with the books. It's a strip, it's a team strip against the enemy, then places Death Brand. So Death Brand right now is a kind of debuff that basically if they die with Death Brand, it means that they cannot, it block revives. It block revives them. So it basically places a block revive marker on that champion. So if that champion dies, then they can't revive. So she strips, places Death Brand, and then places True Fear. That's a lot. And then fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for each buff removed by the skill. Assuming you play against, a team of 4, you remove 8 buffs. So that's 2 buffs off each champion. That's going to be 40% turn meter boost. That's massive for this champion, actually. Really strong ability here. Obviously, she's going to come in, strip your guys, place Death Brand, CC them with the True Fear, and then your nuker comes in and just blows everybody up and they all have block revive, and then that's it. That's the end. So really strong A2 here from the Queen of Hearts. A3, Queenly Command, 6 turns down to 4 turns with books, so 2 4-turn cooldown abilities. Not the best, but her A1 is really strong. I would be curious to see how hard it hits. It's a 4-turn cooldown, ally attack, increase attack only, so no crit damage boost. It's similar to Cardiel in that it decreases the cooldown of one of its abilities by some turns, but this one actually decreases by 2 turns, and it decreases not the ally attack, but it decreases the off with your head A2. So if you use this to kill somebody, you get this back 2 turns faster, which is pretty significant. So that's probably why both of these moves are at 4 turns. Really strong champion so far. Her passive, every 10 buffs the enemy receives, grants this champion an extra turn. So it gives her a chance to probably do the strip and CC or ally attack into strip and CC. Multiple doesn't work, of course. Accuracy in all battles, we've got 70, not the highest, not the best. Mithril is an 80. We've seen 80 accuracy from some of the Void champions already. So 70, not the best, but still very useful accuracy in all battles. Aura, very strong champion, I would say. Yeah, very strong champion, I would say. Very versatile, can be used for Hydra. This is not necessarily that good for Hydra, obviously, but this can be good. This can be good. Definitely an arena champion for sure, I think. Let's see what else we got coming up here. We got the Knave of Hearts. Knave of Hearts. So this is going to be the King of Hearts. Amazing animation here. I love the beating heart in the hollow chest. Looks super cool. Yeah, it looks super cool. I love it. The king and the queen, of course, right? So looking at the base stats here, HP based champion. We got decent HP, nothing, I mean, a little bit short of 23,000. We got okay speed, not the best. Got a little bit of resistance as well. Looks like a support champion, not quite a damage dealer. And then, yeah, let's check out the kit here. The kit A1, double hit A1, 30% chance of placing provoke. Each hit also heals the ally with the lowest HP by 3% of this champion's max HP. So not super strong. A 30% chance double hit gives you about 50% chance to land the provoke. So if you don't need to bank on a 100% provoke chance, then this can be okay. The heal is kind of negligible. 3% is quite small. Even 3% twice is not significant. So not a very good A1 overall. A2, AoE, 3-turn cooldown, 100% chance when fully booked of stealing 2 random buffs from each target. I would say similar to like Mighty Uko or something. Places a continuous heal buff on all allies except this champion, then places unkillable and taunt on this champion. Okay, so similar to... Okay, so this is interesting. Places unkillable and taunt on itself while placing continuous heal on everybody else. And then it has a steal. It's interesting. So it can be a strip and it's a team protect. I think this is a decent move. Decent move, nothing too crazy. Not like Arbus. Arbus has a move similar to this where she places taunt and stone skin on herself. Taunt and unkillable is slightly worse. But the steal on this is interesting. It could be quite good. So that means this guy needs accuracy. Yeah, he needs accuracy. And then what's this? His A3 comes in here with the swap. Target enemy places 100% heal reduction. So that basically just shuts that guy down from recovering. For 2 turns, this buff cannot be removed, transferred, or have its duration decreased by enemies. Ooh, okay. I mean, it doesn't work on bosses, right? But then you can probably put the heal reduction on like Amius or something, and it cannot be removed by Amius. So similar to how Morrigan has that passive irresistible protected heal reduction against Amius, Knave of Hearts can actually do that against Amius here too. And then it equalizes the HP level of all allies, so big team heal, and then places increased defense. So increased defense, big team heal, enemy swap HP, which can be very good, and then the heal reduction. Yeah, I mean, it could be interesting, right? This could be interesting, could be a potentially very powerful ability. Especially coming in with the strip as well. It's very interesting, very interesting. 4-turn cooldown though. Interesting, I don't know, not too sure. At the start of this champion's turn, fully restore this champion's destroyed max HP. Okay, I mean, you know, can be useful. When attacked, destroy the attacker's max HP by 20% of the damage received. So currently there's still not too many places where max HP is super important. And having it restored is not super important. So you have max HP destroy followed by the provoke. I mean, you could use this guy maybe in Hydra against the A1 with the provoke, and then you have the max HP protection, could be. And then you have some protection here with the taunt. Taunt could be real nice, so build him with resistance. You can't swap HPs against bosses. Yeah, it's an interesting kit. I'm not too high on this guy right now, but definitely has a very interesting kit that could be useful. But let's move on here. So this is the fusion, the Mad Hatter fusion. We'll do a dedicated video on playtesting this guy to get a better sense, but let's go over his kit real quick here. Good HP, pretty good defense, good speed as well. Definitely decent support stats. Let's check out the kit here real quick. The A1 double hit. Each hit has a 25% chance of stealing 1 random buff. Each hit also has a 75% when fully booked, 100% chance of applying debuff spread. So there's a 50% chance of stealing when fully booked, 1 buff, and then 100% chance of applying debuff spread on the A1. taking one random debuff from the target and placing it on all enemies under Hex. Oh, there's the condition, guys. There's the condition. Everybody needs to be under Hex. Everybody needs to be under Hex, and it's only a one debuff spread. It's a random debuff as well. Okay, I mean, it's a taking one random debuff per hit, probably. So 2 random debuffs. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. It's it's a busy A1. We'll have to see how the rest of his kit goes. His A2 here has a 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. 100% chance of placing Hex. That's good. He can fuel his own Hex. That's great. Also places Weaken on all enemies. So 3-turn cooldown, Hex, Weaken. That sounds good already. The ally with the highest crit damage will team up and join the attack. The ally joining the attack will use the default skill. The damage dealt by the ally joining the attack will increase by 10% per debuff on the target. Oh my god, that's actually really good. This is actually a really strong A2. It has an AoE, Hex, Weaken, and he's going to get additional damage from the ally with the highest crit damage, and that champion will have increased damage scaling for each debuff on the target. This is similar to how Teox can do so much damage because he brings in your secondary attacker with the highest crit damage to do more damage, and then it scales up based on debuffs. So yeah, this is really strong. This is actually getting me kind of hyped up for this fusion, actually. So we're gonna have to play test this guy for sure. A2 looks super strong here. A3, 5-turn down to 3-turn. Love to see it. So A2, 3-turn, A3, 3-turn. Increase the duration of all buffs on all allies. So buff extension on yourself. Decrease duration of all debuffs on all allies. Okay, so it's a buff up and then debuff down. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% on a 3-turn cooldown. It's good. It's good. I believe there's an epic that does the up and down, but doesn't have the turn meter boost on a 3-turn. So this is good. This is good. This A3 is good. This A2 is really good. And this A1 looks good as well. What's his passive? Come on, round them up. Let's see. Every 10 turns taken by allies, so your own team, heals all allies by 20% of their max HP. Wow, that's interesting. You're going to get a heal every 10 turns your allies take. A 20% heal too. That's pretty significant, I would say. That's pretty good. Every 6 turns taken by the enemies places True Fear debuff on all enemies. No way. That's so good. That's so good. True Fear. If multiple, okay, that multiple stuff. Oh my god, this guy's so good. Accuracy. Yeah, accuracy. Accuracy on all battles. He's the fusion. He's the confirmed fusion, guys. I'm definitely hyped for this guy. This guy looks super good. I would think he's going to be helpful for a lot of players. A lot of players. We're going to have to play test him, but yeah, right now on first read, looks solid. Looks solid. This is going to be Losan K'Leth. But he is the faction unity champion for the Knight Revenants. Knight Revenants here. Let's check out the base stats first. Base stats, super high defense, standard low speed for Knight Revs, I feel like. Most Knight Revs have like low speed, low-ish speed, under 100 speed. It's probably because all the armor they wear. But yeah, this guy looks pretty badass though. Super high base defense here. Let's check out his kit, what he can do. A1, single hit, 100% chance of placing Weaken for 2 turns. This buff cannot be resisted if the target has attacked this champion before this turn. Not impressed. Not impressed. Yes, you can place Weaken 100% chance, but I mean, this condition not likely to happen, so you probably need accuracy if you want Weaken. The HP level of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest HP. Okay, so it's a team heal. 5-turn cooldown. The turn meter levels of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest turn meter. Oh, that's interesting. So you could run a really slow team and have one fast champion. Or just this guy being really fast. Assuming that he gets the turn, he does this spirit calculus ability. That could be cool. The HP levels of all enemies will be brought down to the level of the enemy with the lowest HP. The turn meter levels of all enemies will be brought down to the level of the enemy with the lowest turn meter. Oh, wow. then places taunt on this champion for 2 turns. That is very interesting. It doesn't deal any damage, but it kind of does deal damage because you're basically neutralizing your enemy down and you're bringing your team up. And then you're bringing them down not only in HP, also in turn meter. And you're bringing yourself up like as a heal and then also turn meter. And then you're placing taunt to further protect your team. This is actually a really strong ability. Like any kind of like big swing ability like this, because it swings your team up significantly and then their team down significantly, is worth thinking about for sure. This is a very interesting ability actually. A3 here, let's have a look. 4 turns, fully booked down to 3 turns. It gets books in damage. Attack one enemy. Before attacking, transfer all debuffs from this champion to the target. Heals this champion by 10% of their max HP. Heals for additional 10% of their max HP for each debuff transferred. Okay, big heal, single target, debuff transfer. Will always use this skill instead of default skill when counterattacking. Okay, that's interesting as well. Not particularly strong, but interesting. One faction ally before attacking also removes all buffs from the target enemy. So strip. So it's going to be a strip, then transfer. That's pretty strong, and then can't be resisted. 2 allies will attack all remaining enemies with less than 30% HP. This attack will ignore 100% of each target's defense. Cannot be critical. 100% of target defense is high. That's high damage. Doesn't matter if it's critical or not. Yeah, I mean, we'll attack less than 30% HP. I mean, that's probably just going to kill everybody if they're less than 30% HP, ignoring 100% of defense. This skill deals 100% more damage to enemies who have attacked this champion before this turn. That's very interesting. So basically, you cannot attack this champion, otherwise he gets benefits. It's interesting. Okay, what's his passive? Every time this champion loses 25% of max of HP or more in a single hit, places block damage on this champion for 1 turn. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, that's really strong, of course, right? And there's no cooldown on this, so it's going to be really hard to kill this guy. You got to kill him in 1 hit. Otherwise, he's just, if you're going to multi-hit him, he's just going to place block damage on himself. When attacked, has 15% chance of placing fear on the attacker for 1 turn. Can't be resisted. Oh, that's nasty. Ignore defense effects against this champion are decreased by 100%. So you can't even use Savage or Stone Skin. Savage or Lethal or Merciless. Ignore defense effects against him because he ignores them 100%. Yo, this guy's gonna be hard to kill. When attacked, has 20% chance of activating an instant turn on this champion. When attacked, has a 20% chance of activating an instant turn. So let's say he instant turns and then he goes into this. Luckily, he doesn't have any built-in counterattacks. That would have been really nasty because this A3 just counterattacks all the time. Yeah, in his faction, the Knight Revs, he doesn't have anybody that can place counterattack on him, I don't think. That's so interesting. This champion is really, it seems really tough to deal with. Increased defense and then res and all battle. Yeah, really interesting champion here. Interesting champion. I don't know. He sounds kind of busted sometimes. He's going to have some busted situations. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we have the Alice the Wanderer. All right. She is the loyalty-free program free champion. Looks great. I love it. She looks awesome. I love the aesthetics on her. Kind of, Harley Quinn-esque look, right? And then look what's behind her. She has the little bunny. It's so cute. It's like yawning and stuff. It's so cute. That's awesome how they incorporate all that together. But she looks great. Let's check out her base stats here. Nothing particularly crazy. She's actually the damage dealer in this set of champions. 63% crit rate is there. She has okay attack, nothing too insane. Let's check out what her abilities are. Maybe she has some really good abilities. Keep in mind she's a free champion, guys. So let's see what our free champion gives us this time. Lately, it hasn't been a good batch, I think. But yeah, let's have a look here. A1 Vorpal sword. Apparently somebody mentioned this in the comments. I don't remember what, but this sword is actually something famous. Okay, I quickly looked up the Vorpal sword, and here it is. As stated in other answers, the term Vorpal sword comes from the Lewis Carroll poem Jabberwocky. In Dungeons and Dragons, the Vorpal sword is a powerful magical weapon which has the possibility of magically decapitating foes. Cool. That is neat. That is neat how they incorporated this here. Single target attack, double hit. Place an extra hit if the target has any active skills on cooldown. Okay, so she has some kind of cooldown synergy. Each hit has an 80% chance, books up to 100% chance of decreasing the duration of a random buff. So it's a little bit of a strip on a single target. So double hit. If it's a double hit, that means it can basically take 2 turns off of one buff. Random buff though. Yeah, it could be good. I mean, you could get the extra hit as well if they're locked out for whatever reason. It's an okay A1. Let's see if it has really good multipliers. We'll do a dedicated video on Alice here later on. But yeah, pretty good. Could be a good A1. Okay, A2 here. Clockwork Cyclone. I love the name of it. 4 turns down to 3 turns. 100% chance when fully booked of increasing the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2 turns. She has a lockout ability on a 3-turn cooldown. She has an AoE lockout ability, 2 turns only. Oh my goodness. She has a lockout ability and she's a free champion. AoE lockout. That's awesome. Also has a 75%, 100% chance of decreasing each target's turn meter by 15%. So 100% turn meter drop if at least one of the target's skills has its cooldown increased to maximum. Decrease this turn meter by 30% instead. Okay, it's very likely that maxing out somebody's cooldown is probably going to happen if she has an AoE attack like this, I would say. So that means she has a 3-turn AoE 100% 2-turn lockout with a 30% turn meter drop. So it's similar to Warlord's lockout ability, but Warlord fully depletes and fully locks you out. So it's not as good, but it's a watered down version of it. And she's a freaking free champion, which is awesome. So yeah, definitely Omega hype for this ability. Omega hype for Alice right now. A3, attacks one enemy, 4 turns down to 3 turns. When fully booked, ignore 20% of the target's defense. That's fine. If the initial target is killed, also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP and ignore 20% of the target's defense. So it could be a double hit. We'll have to see the multipliers. Ignore 20% defense by itself with the kind of low base attack here makes her probably not the strongest hitter, but some utility here, having a double kill ability potentially. You could kill somebody small and then this could kill another champion kind of smallish, but we'll have to see the multipliers and see how it works. Maybe she has insane multipliers. I mean, if you give her this low attack and you basically give her an ability that is supposed to kill somebody, maybe she has insane multipliers. We'll have to see into testing. Passive here. Whenever this champion attacks, inflict 3 bonus damage to each target for each turn remaining on all their skills cooldowns. The bonus damage is counted individually for each target. Okay, maybe that's why her base attack is low, because she has so many ways of boosting her damage. So this could be actually pretty insane. So assuming that if you have a champion with, like, you know, a base ability and then 3 additional abilities, that's 6 turns of lockout that she would have landed on you. So 6 times 3, that's 18% additional damage. Yeah, I mean, this is just damage that's kind of spread out. So it's passive effect. So whenever she attacks, everybody on the team basically takes damage if they're locked out. So I mean, it's really good. She doesn't have technically AoE abilities, but this is like an AoE damage ability. Her active effects, 3-turn cooldown, resets the cooldown of one of this champion's skills each time they kill an enemy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like, you see some abilities where if you kill somebody, this gets kind of reset or cooldown reduction. Well, she just has that as an active effect on everything. Attack in all battles, 30%. Good. I think this is a good free champion. Good. Maybe great. Maybe great. We'll have to check her out. She's damage dealer. A lot of it depends on multipliers, but so far, very, very good. All right, up next we have the cat here. They put him as a demon spawn. Unfortunately, I was thinking they would put him as a skinwalker, but they definitely made him into a nice looking demon here. Very, very nice. He's an attacker, so he's got decent base attack, got the boosted crit damage, which is good to see. Let's check out his kit. A1, single attack one enemy. If this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil, attack all enemies. Okay, places Veil on this champion for 1 turn. So he attacks and then places Veil, but if he's already under Veil, he's going to go into an AoE. He has attack based on attack and speed. So similar to Razovar, very interesting here. Would be interesting to see the multipliers, of course. A2, attack one enemy 3 times. So triple hit. Each hit will decrease the enemy's speed by 1% up to 10% decrease. This effect does not work against bosses. Each hit will also increase this champion's speed by 1% up to 10%. So pretty small. I think pretty small either way. So you go up 10, they go down 10. It's not really super significant. If this champion's skill kills an enemy, places Perfect Veil on this champion and the ally with the lowest turn meter for 2 turns. Okay, that's cool. I mean, 3 turn, potentially kill somebody, place Perfect Veil. Yeah, okay. Let's see the multipliers, right? We gotta see it. A3, Grinning, Helix, 6 turns down to 4 turns when fully booked. Attacks all enemies. Before attacking, places Veil buff and increased attack on this champion. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills somebody. The 4-turn ability, he only buffs himself, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. It's going to come down to multipliers. Attack and speed, attack and speed, attack and speed. Unfortunately, his A3 does not bring boosted damage from books. This one has boosted damage from books. This one's 30%. Maybe his A1 is where all his damage is. We'll have to see. Passive effect. This champion's under Veil, Perfect Veil. Turn meter fill effects are 30% more effective. Also, this champion is under Veil, Perfect Veil. This champion's attacks will ignore 15% of target defense and inflict 15% more damage. Okay, that's good. I mean, he's going to get a boost from Perfect Veil, similar to like Candrafon and stuff. It's going to work well with Veil champions. There's just not too many Veils, but good thing he can place Veil on himself. Whenever this champion is about to receive a hit that would drop their HP below 20%, blocks the incoming damage, and then place a block damage and Perfect Veil on this champion. Active effect, 3-turn cooldown. That's really good. I mean, so he has a built-in way to keep himself alive. Similar to how, I think this is like similar to Siegfried, where when he takes fatal damage, his HP doesn't drop. He just places the block damage on himself. He's also going to place the Perfect Veil, so it's going to be even harder to somehow try to snipe him, like maybe steal his block buff or try to bust through the block buff, like with Rhodos or something. So the Veil is going to protect him that way. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, so it's going to be pretty annoying. I like this champion. I think it's going to be pretty good. Speed in all battles here makes him very versatile. But we'll have to see the multipliers for a damage dealer. So that's going to be the defining factor for the cat here. All right, and last but not least, maybe the final champion in this batch here is the Epic Champion. And this is going to be the champion that will need to be need to be collected from fragments and then fused together to give you the fusion, the Mad Hatter. So Dawncaller Sabitha, HP is some kind of support champion, kind of low base HP as well, okay defense, okay speed. Check out the kit here real quick. A1, single hit, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of this champion's max HP. I mean, pretty weak A1. A2, 3-turn cooldown when fully booked, places increased defense and increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. I mean, that can be useful, right? But like when you compare this to like Mithrala's ability that places increased defense, increased attack, and AoE hex, and it's an attack on a 3-turn cooldown, like this move looks pretty bad. Is A3 here. Shimmer of Life, 6 turns down to 4 turns when fully booked. Revive one ally, 25% HP, 100% turn meter. Also places block damage on the ally. Okay, this is probably the best move for this champion. 100% turn meter revive on a single champion. So you could potentially revive like a damage dealer, and then it would be, the damage dealer potentially can get a turn, and then the block damage is really good at kind of preserving that turn for that damage dealer, and then maybe that damage dealer can nuke down the enemy. I mean, this is for sure the best. Let's check out the passive here. Whenever this champion revives an ally, decrease the cooldown of one of this champion skill by 1 turn. Okay. Yeah, the revive. I mean, the A1 is not particularly strong. The A2 is okay-ish, can be useful-ish. Because it's kind of dual here, you can do defense-based nuker, attack-based nuker, or just increase defense and increase attack. It's not particularly exciting, but it is something. It's on a 3-turn, and then this revive is the most interesting part about this champion. But how do we incorporate this? This potentially could be used in some kind of comp that could be like cheesy. Like I'm thinking like could be like Godseeker, like cheesiness-ish. But we'll have to see. I think Sabbatha has something potentially going on with this ability, but we don't know. Not 100% sure right now, but definitely requires some testing. I think there could be something going on here with the A3. But anyways, otherwise, I think the Hatter is just insanely good. So feeding 4 of these Sabbathas into the Hatter, I think is definitely going to be worth it. And I think nobody's going to keep Sabbatha over using the Hatter here. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the 7 new champions coming with this Alice Adventures event update. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think is the best champion. There's actually some significantly good champions in this batch. I can't even tell you which one is the best right now. It's going to require some playtesting. Looking forward to some of that. Make sure you guys check out the channel for some more showcase and playtesting on some of these champions. If you like the content, make sure you guys leave me a like, leave me a comment. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for some more content coming up. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.